Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Still on the Air. I'm David Pierce Anderson. This is Jackson Touchberry.
Hey.
How are you?
Doing well. How you doing, Dave?
Doing all right. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Unfortunately, there was a flurry of reasons to not have a show last week. One of them being our technology didn't work.
Good one.
Yeah. The other one being the studio wasn't available.
It's another good one.
Third one being I wasn't going to be here.
That I don't think that's a good one.
It had potential to be our best show yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so unfortunately, we're sorry that we broke a pretty good streak going of weeks that we could put on a show and we couldn't. Or
yeah,
didn't.
well, I mean, it happens.
It happens, but we're here. We're going to have a good show for you today, and may as well get started with it. Today's non-sponsor is April Showers. Why wait 3 whole months until you bathe yourself, you filthy animal? Unbelievable. Researchers have found that just thinking about coffee can give you a mental boost. Mental cues can help you think in more concrete and precise terms. Just be careful to time it out right. Mental coffee is inevitably followed by coffee poops. Mental poops. Darn.
Oh, I just started, and now you warned me.
Now I warn you, we got a long show ahead of us. There are opportunities for summer internships for EMU students through the EMU Center for Digital Engagement. Wow, technology really has taken over marriage now. Digital engagement.
I got it.
All right, President Donald Trump is threatening to close the U.S.-Mexican border this week, which would mean the United States would run out of avocados in less than a month. You know, Jackson, I don't really like the guy.
I'm not a big fan myself.
It's kind of sad that avocados are what gets people talking about, like, ooh, this border thing's a problem.
I like the idea that, wow, if you could just close it, it's like, no, then
right.
Why do we need to? Anyway.
This is why I haven't talked about him so much, is it gets me riled up.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a long show.
Speaking of a guy that gets me riled up, Paul McCartney's school notebook sold last week for $62,000, and I only offered $5 when I asked to borrow a kid's notes.
Do you think they were good notes?
I mean, nothing like Paul McCartney's notes, but
Oh.
I'd slip them a little Lincoln, and they'd let me see their notes. $62,000, McCartney.
I wouldn't show people my doodles, 'cause that's all it is.
It's just a bunch of the S that you drew in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
That was what McCartney was doing. He invented that. Michigan State University defeated Duke, the #1 team in the NCAA, on Sunday to secure a spot for the Spartans in the Final Four. Without failure, we want to take a moment to recognize and pay respect to the fallen. No big college sports victory can go without the destruction of a couch. The madness must end. How many couches must we lose before we straighten up?
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
All of the couches.
Well, I mean, congrats for the state of Michigan for getting in the Final Four 2 years in a row, right?
Was really big. Not so. The state of Michigan. That's right.
Yes.
U of M made it last year, and
I know I worded because there's Michigan
yes.
and there's Michigan State, and I worded that weird.
No, but you worded it correctly.
I was right.
And I'm impressed, Jackson. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Big win because Zion Williamson is Duke's #1 player, star player. I've known about him since he was in middle school.
No kidding.
Yes, he was dunking on people, 360 dunks, when he was like 13 years old. So he's been all across the internet. So him going to college, big deal. That's all ESPN's been talking about was him this year. And a Michigan team beat them, sent him home packing. Final college game of his career, more than likely.
Hey.
Yeah, so good job, Michigan State. Congratulations. Go green, go white.
Yes, go green, go white.
So Jackson, you and I had a fun weekend. I'm going to say fun because we had a lame show.
Yeah, we did.
And it just so happened to be our last lame show.
But what a show it was, Dave.
Honestly, I think it was our best one ever.
I have to agree.
Yeah. We got some pictures from that evening that we can throw up also, and we'll just talk about it a little bit. But we called it Saturday Night Lame, and we had a couple of sketches, and we want to talk about your experience with the show.
Sure. I mean, like, everything leading up to it was one of the most involved shows I've ever been a part of. Like, the promotion material was on point. We had a poster. We had a video introducing all 300 members of Lame.
Yeah, really.
I joke because it's amazing that there's so many people in Lame.
Well, I actually pulled up a picture, I think I put it on Facebook. It was our last practice our freshman year, and then our first practice, or our last show, our senior year.
Yeah.
There were 7 people in our freshman year picture, and there's 23 in our senior year.
Yeah. We've come a long way.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, but you just saw Freddie Karn. He was our musical guest, which also he was our vice president when we joined. So it was really a cool thing to bring it all together too, from past and present.
full circle. It really felt like it was a full completion.
Yeah.
Because when we joined, sketches were just a little whisper in the wind. We weren't really doing sketches. Stand up was still pretty strong.
You remember Sketch Squad, though.
I do remember Sketch Squad.
It was pretty much the epitome of all creatives. It was like, let's meet and talk about it for 15 minutes, talk about how great of an idea this is.
Let's talk about your idea and what we should change about it, and then
never do anything.
And these were live sketches. Back then, we were not talking about live sketches.
Right. Yes, yeah, that's right. We were talking about, I mean, it was such a out there idea to actually do a sketch with Lane when we joined that, you know, I forgot that we were talking about filming them. But there's that final picture of that's what Lame's turned into, and it's a great.
We had a little squad to the right, stage right, me included, looking at my dad instead of the camera.
That was the toughest thing. Cameron Clothier took all those pictures, and you know, I jokingly said, "Look at the guy with the camera." And there were 13 people with cameras
at least,
in the crowd. So that last picture was a little scattered. And then we had, as we mentioned, our final show, but also Carly Angat, Jacob Moga, Gary Simmons, and Paul Robinson's final show.
I'm not afraid to admit it. I had cried by the time that picture was taken. And I'm just glad the lights were that strong, because you couldn't really tell.
Yeah. And you're always glowing.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Because I'm pregnant, that's why.
I wasn't going to say it, but you have been looking, I don't know, I guess not.
Well, also I've been eating a lot more like pickles with peanut butter and sprinkles. So.
All together. Well, now you got me curious.
Dude, I got the cravings.
Now you got me curious. I might have to try that out. Well, so anyway, I want to thank all of our Lame community for a fun ride. 27 shows is what I count. That's how many we did.
Wow.
And I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. Also,
okay.
You missed one show in like February. But you did the stand-up show.
That
like
you didn't
our freshman year. Exactly.
Oh, so it evens out.
It evens out. We have technically missed one show in our whole 4-year tenure, but it evened out.
Yeah. No, the only way I was not even at a Lame rehearsal was someone had to drag me.
Yeah.
I had to be somewhere else.
Well, even this year, because you've had a lot of theater conflicts, but you'll show up for 10 minutes somewhere. Like you're like, I'm showing my face.
If I can be there at all, I will be there.
So it's what do we do with our Fridays? Well, we still got a couple more practices because I think we want to still get prepared for next year for everyone else involved. And
set them up for success.
Yeah.
And I just got to get used to not having 5 on a Friday as a schedule conflict.
Right. I know that'll be the weird thing. First time in a long time. April, that means stuff.
Yes. Why don't you tell me?
It's fresh, and I like April so much because you know you and I were both born in April, but it feels good. We are working into the next third of the year. We are ending the first third of the year, and so it's just kind of like you keep moving forward, and it's a really exciting feeling for me. This is our third to final show of Still on the Air. So we'll have one show next week, and then an hour-long special on April 16th. And that's pretty much looking forward for ETV and Still on the Air. But then also graduation coming up, and our birthdays. 22. What does that speaking to you?
I don't think it matters, dude. I mean, we hit 21, and now the next big one's 26 when we can rent a car.
Yeah, right. Big moves. Maybe literally.
Yeah, maybe let's all just go rent a car.
And then we're gonna move.
We all rent our own separate car.
Right. And we all drive somewhere.
Yeah.
To maybe drop our kids off because we'll have kids by then, right?
By 26?
That's what adults do.
Get out of here.
Okay, I'll leave.
Get out of here.
Yeah, 22. We had a couple of friends turn 22 this year, and it's kind of been like, happy birthday.
Yeah. I always like birthdays, though. It's always an excuse to just get together and, hey, guys, me.
My turn.
Yeah, look at me now.
I find it off-putting because I don't like that. I don't like people singing at me.
No, I don't like that either.
What do you do?
What do I do?
What do you do? What do you do when people are singing at you?
I look at, like if there's a cake, I look at that. I'm just like, or if there is not a cake, I look where it would be.
Oh,
on the table,
right.
And I just
go. Yeah, it's like I'm going to put air on you in 5 seconds.
I don't look at people.
Yeah, it's so tough. What do you meander? Well, we're gonna have a good show. Happy April's here. We're gonna have Aric Bird on the show, and we'll get to talk a little bit about forensics.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see you in a little bit on Still on the Air.
I'll be right back, I told myself. I'm just going to grab a quick drink. 2 minutes later, and everything was gone. My backpack, my laptop, my cell phone, my iPod. 2 minutes was all it took. I was lucky. The thief was eventually caught and I got it all back. But now that I had that happen to me, I realized that anything valuable has to be treated like cash. I'll never leave it out of my sight again. My name is Heather, and I'm trying to be safe.
So I tried logging into my .emish account and it wouldn't let me in. So I went down to the help desk and they said I had already changed my password. No I didn't. Shortly after that, my apartment was broken into. Yeah, if you put 2 and 2 together, you know where they go, my address. They got my password, got onto my .emish account, and stole my class schedule and my home address. They knew when I wasn't gonna be home. I should have known that a password of ABCD1234 isn't too hard to guess. Now, I'm more careful about choosing a password. I take a word that's 8 to 10 letters long that isn't too personal to me, and I change some characters around. For example, the word college, C-O-L-L-E-G-E. I can change the L's to 7s and the E's to question marks. Don't use college, okay? You have passwords for a reason. Take the time to make one that is unique and easy for you to remember, yet hard for someone else to figure out. My name is Daniel, and I'm trying to be safe.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Still on the Air. I'm David Pierce Anderson, joined with Aric Bird. Aric, how are you?
Good to be here, Dave.
Good to
How are you?
I'm doing well, and we've been talking with you for a couple months now, trying to get you on the show, so we're happy to have you.
I'm happy to be here, guys.
I heard rumors you're skipping class.
I did.
I don't want to call you out.
Don't tell anybody, all right?
All right, we won't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody, all right? So we were talking about forensics.
Yes.
Forensics is like when you're studying crime scenes. And that's kind of what you do.
That's not what we do.
No,
there's another meaning of forensics. Forensics is finding the truth, but we do it through interpretation, through public address speaking. The events that usually that I do is interpretation, where we take a play and we perform it, and then we take our speech or our performance and travel it throughout the country, competing against other people that do the same thing.
Okay, so not necessarily debating, because I think that's always kind of what I've thought about with forensics. So it's not debating.
Yeah.
Finding the truth, then, how does that tie into these interpretations?
You just really have to find the truth within the topic you are doing, I guess. So I have a speech right now. It's an after-dinner speech. It's about finding the problem within the male apology. So I talk about the male apology within sexual assault. So really the truth within the apology within sexual assault is the apology frames the victim's experiences through the eyes of the perpetrator. So that's just one example of the truth.
So you're given this topic ahead of time.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there was another thing. So I'm pretty blue in terms of forensics. I don't really know much of the world. So you have your topic ahead of time, and then is it? I mean, so I guess what would you call a forensic meet? I mean, I guess what
yeah, that's fine.
The game.
Yeah. So they're tournaments, and what happens is a competitor will usually travel to a tournament, specifically like in the Midwest, and they will be usually traveling with more than one event. And what happens is they go to the tournament, they are competing against 6 other people in that round, and they are judged. And the judge ranks them 1 through 6, and then hopefully you go through 3 of those processes, and then you eventually go to a final round where you're competing against the best of the best in that category.
Okay. And so this one about the male apology, when is that coming up?
Yeah, so so that's just one event that I do. It's called After Dinner Speaking. I also do events such as prose, duo, what else? Informative speech. All those speeches are going to be performed in Santa Ana, California.
Wow.
In about 1 week from today.
Wow.
So we're actually traveling to Santa Ana, California, April 12th, I believe, where we're going to go out to California and prep for that tournament.
Are you flying out there, or are you hitchhiking?
Yeah, we're flying. We're flying. I'm pretty excited.
Have you been to California before?
I have never been to California. I was born and raised in Northeast Ohio, so I'm excited to get out there.
Nice. So, I mean, is this the farthest you've traveled for?
So yeah, actually, it's the furthest. It's the furthest west I've ever gone in forensics. I did forensics in high school.
How do you get involved in forensics?
Yeah, I'll tell you about that.
Pretty dramatic.
So I was really lucky. We didn't have a forensics program at my high school. I actually lived next to a woman named Carrie Spina, who was the director of my theater department. And I was in plays, and she's like, hey, you know, I would really like to start a speech team with you. Well, we went to a tournament, and it just took off. I placed second at that tournament, and then we kept getting really involved in it within Ohio. And then I got recruited from Eastern Michigan University to come here and do their forensics team, and it's totally changed my life.
So I was talking with a little bit Steve Suarez.
Yeah, Steven, he's the president.
That's right.
He's a guy.
And we didn't want to get him out of the control room, so that's why we're talking to you.
Oh, really?
No.
Steven's a great guy. I love Steven.
I'm a fan also.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Steven.
Recruitment. Are you recruitment chair?
Yeah, so I'm one of the recruitment chairs. I focus on the high school.
How do you recruit for forensics?
For forensics?
Yeah.
It's a craft in itself.
Yeah. What do you look for?
What do we look for?
Yeah.
We look for someone who is driven, who just loves the activity, who is also does well in school, because that's one of the main things that's really hard about doing forensics here is a lot of times, like, you have to be a good student. You have to be able to balance both. So if you're a good student, you're going to be good at forensics.
Right. And how do you tell that? I mean, if you're watching them on stage necessarily,
yeah.
How do you know they're driven? Do you talk with them afterwards, or?
Yeah, you got to talk with them afterwards, and if they really like what they do, you can really tell. You can really hear the passion of what they're talking about.
So you get that gut feeling.
You get that gut feeling,
right.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be tough, because obviously with athletes, you're able to be like, well, you had a good year this year in terms of statistics.
Yeah.
But that, you really got to have a good judge of character, I think.
Usually, if the student is in speech and debate, they're going to be a good athlete. They're going to be a good student.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, we mentioned nationals coming up. That's very exciting. EMU has a historic forensics team.
It's the best competitive team here on Eastern Michigan University's campus.
You guys have never fallen out of top 10.
Never fallen out of the top 10.
Which is astounding.
Yeah.
You guys were close last year, though, right?
Yeah, we were 10th last year, but
yeah.
that's not going to happen again. I can promise you that.
I like that. So, but were you guys kind of biting the nails a little bit, coming down to it?
Oh yeah, we were biting the nails a little bit, but we knew we did what we had to do, and so we're looking forward to years to come.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, good stuff. And I mentioned Performance Hour also a little bit on Eastern Michigan's campus. What is Performance Hour?
Oh, so Performance Hour is a space where really any Eastern Michigan University student can come in and just perform. They can perform poetry, they can dance a little bit, they can sing, anything. It's a platform for them to really share their art. And it is every Thursday, usually the first of the month, at 5 o'clock in the forensic room, 125 Quirk.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it similar to open mic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do anything.
Yeah.
You can stand-up comedy, you can sing literally anything.
I'm sure, can you do stand-up singing?
Yeah.
Comedy, sit down?
Yeah,
a lot of
exactly. Whatever you want to do.
I have heard about this before, and I imagine that you're going to get a lot of characters probably coming in and out of that. I'm sure you might. Do you have any interesting stories of maybe if it's not even an interesting story, but just like something that you wouldn't expect at a Performance Hour open mic kind of thing?
Not really, Dave. I mean, it's open to anyone. We are not there to judge. We're not there to. It's a really supportive space where anybody can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess looking forward with forensics, how do you build off that in a career path? I mean, what kind of do you want to look forward in the future?
Forensics for me has been the best education that I've ever had, as far as learning how to be professional, learning how to talk on your feet, learning how to network, really. So you can use the education you get in forensics and with anything you want to do. I'm majoring in PR, public relations, so I do a lot of speech writing. I do a lot of press releases, right? With my going back to my after dinner speech, I had to write that speech.
Right.
So I use those same skills into the press releases that I write for my PR classes.
There we go.
So
all ties back
it's
together.
really setting me up.
Well, got a nice way with words.
Oh,
thanks for coming on, man.
charmer.
Yeah.
No problem.
We'll be
Thanks,
back
guys.
in a second. We'll play a little game. See you in a
Awesome.
second.
Thank you.
So I tried logging into my .emish account and it wouldn't let me in. So I went down to the help desk and they said I had already changed my password. No I didn't. Shortly after that, my apartment was broken into. Yeah, if you put 2 and 2 together, you know where they go, my address. Uh-huh. They got my password, got onto my .emish account, and stole my class schedule and my home address. They knew when I wasn't going to be home. I should have known that a password of ABCD1234 isn't too hard to guess. Now, I'm more careful about choosing a password. I take a word that's 8 to 10 letters long that isn't too personal to me, and I change some characters around. For example, the word college, C-O-L-L-E-G-E. I can change the L's to 7s and the E's to question marks. Don't use college, okay? You have passwords for a reason. Take the time to make one that is unique and easy for you to remember, yet hard for someone else to figure out. My name is Daniel, and I'm trying to be safe.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Still on the Air. I'm David Pierce Anderson, Aric Bird, and Jackson Touchberry. To my right, we're going to play a little game. It's in the style of a debate. And I know we're not debating necessarily with forensics, but it's in the world at least.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so we have, I'm working on them right now, but we have these little cards, and they're going to have a topic that we are going to take a stance either for or against them. So you do get to choose which you are, or whether you're for or against this specific topic.
Cool.
And then you will say why, state your case. The other person will, the other two will then fight you on it, and we'll ask Talana who wins, because Talana has a great opinion about everything. So, Jackson, we'll start off with you. Actually, no. Let's start with the guest first, right?
Sure.
Makes
Cool.
sense.
Is that a Chick-fil-A receipt?
That is not a Chick-fil-A receipt. I don't know what you're talking about. Pick a number 1 through 5.
Let's do 5.
Okay. Pineapple on pizza.
Pineapple on pizza?
Would be your argument. Jackson?
Yeah.
1 through 4.
3.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh, beautiful.
That's actually... Is
And
it?
then I'm going to pick...
What are you going to do?
Oh, God. Is water wet? All right. That's the toughest one.
That is a really tough one, actually. Jeez.
Aric, you're going to start us off, if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do
Pineapple
it.
on pizza.
Pineapple
Are you for or
on peanut.
against it?
I'm for it.
Okay.
You know why I'm for it? Because I think that pineapple offers something sweet about it. You put that pizza in your mouth, you get like the salt. I'm a salt and sweet kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I really like it. And I think pineapple really can go on anything.
Really?
I love pineapple. Pineapple is my favorite fruit.
Cereal? Would it go on cereal?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Fresh pineapple, or do you like the pineapple on and get baked?
Literally any form.
Okay.
It's that good.
Counterpoint, if
Yeah.
I may.
Yeah,
Please.
come.
I think the sweetness in the pizza is supposed to come from the sauce.
I'm gonna see. I don't think so. I really don't. I don't like pizza with sweet sauce.
What
I just
other-
feel like I'm gonna get like diabetes if I eat too much of the pizza. You know.
So what other, though, on a pizza...
Yeah. It's like
I'm-
too sweet.
I mean, why should pineapple be... There's no other, like... You'll put chocolate on pizza, right? You don't... There's no other option for sweetness. So maybe pizza just shouldn't be sweet.
True. I get what you're saying, but I have a sweet tongue.
Okay.
I just like sweet things.
I was going to say the same thing,
You
but I
know?
didn't want to say anything too early. You and that sweet tongue. Pineapple on pizza. It's a tough argument against it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made a good argument.
Did
You
I?
know what?
I bet anybody in the forensics team could totally whip that up into a better argument. Steven Suarez, I bet, just got
talk.
We'll hear after the show, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
We'll talk with Steven in a second. We'll ruminate on that for a little bit.
Sure.
Hot dog being a sandwich?
Hot dog. Is a hot dog a sandwich is the question of the ages. And I am here sitting in this chair taking a stance that it is not a sandwich.
Okay.
And it is not a sandwich because sandwich requires 2 separate pieces of bread.
Interesting.
In my opinion.
So what is Subway doing?
What is Subway doing?
Yes.
That's a strong counter argument, Dave, and I'm glad you brought that up.
Thank you.
If you separated a Subway sandwich into 2 pieces of bread, would it still work? Would you still be able to eat it?
Yes.
If you separated a hot dog, would it work in the same way?
I would say yes.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't agree.
Why?
Because it is a rotund, cylindrical meat in the middle, and it will roll around.
If all that it means, I got 2 points. If all that it means, you cut,
It will roll around.
from dust you shall return, right? If you cut it down the middle, is that too much manipulation? The hot dog itself, the meat? meat. And
So
use air quotes.
I have an important point to say on this.
Okay.
A hot dog is in fact a sandwich. And here's why. You made a great point.
All right.
You have changed my mind.
Have those hot dogs where you cut them in the middle and then you put the sauce, like the ketchup in the. Dude,
Yeah.
that's the best.
Well, that's
That means
interesting.
it's a good hot dog, and that means
I'm just really hungry right now. We're talking about food and it's getting me going.
Have you seen the what is it, grid of like is a something
Yeah.
a sandwich and where you stand on it?
Yes, I have.
I usually do agree that a hot dog is a sandwich.
Okay.
So I'm completely backpedaling here.
Yeah.
I understand that, but yeah,
Huh.
I thought about it
Now,
and I
I'm curious,
changed my
other
mind.
topic, a bagel. I don't know if you put cream cheese on a bagel.
Yeah.
Is that a sandwich?
By itself, like
Yes.
like two separate slices?
Yes.
No,
No.
no.
No, I mean, no,
you
if
could call it an open-faced sandwich, but with that, it's still different than a sandwich.
I guess I misunderstood. Put them back together.
Yeah.
Cream cheese in the middle.
Yep.
That's a sandwich?
That's
Yeah,
a sandwich.
That's a sandwich.
It's got a crown, it's got the bun. I worked at Wendy's, I know this.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it's a fancier grilled cheese sandwich.
sure.
Bagel
Okay.
with cream cheese, right?
I call it a bagel sandwich, but to each their own.
Yeah.
Is water wet?
There we go.
All right. Water is indeed wet because it's got to be something, and it's not dry. So water's wet.
It's got to be something.
It's got to be something.
What is wet?
Wet is.
What is wet?
What is wet?
You know?
Well, probably your sweet tongue.
Stop it!
Yeah.
Hey, he
so
said-
weird.
Yeah, but he said it. What do you mean? What is wet? As in like
Like-
what is the
like what is
definition-
wet?
What is the definition of wet?
Yeah, like what is the definition of wet?
Well, if I had an answer.
Why is water wet? What makes water wet?
See every?
Are we talking just about liquid water or in all three forms?
I would say so. Wetness is it's a
Explain
It's,
wetness to me, Dave.
Yeah.
Please.
So wetness is when you are. Can I define something by saying it's not this?
I think some things can be defined by what they are not.
Wet is not dry, and dry isn't wet.
Okay, I take it back.
A hot dog is not a sandwich. No. Yeah. No. Water is definitely wet because if you you cannot be wet without it.
So like.
Okay, but what about water? Water by itself.
Yeah, it's wet because it's not dry. It's not dry, Jackson.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you have any case for it?
Well, you're asking me to argue for you?
I'm conceding my. Do you have any case for or against it? I don't even know anymore. This is too much.
I do think water is wet. I know, and I know it's a hot take, but
I thought it was a great.
you ever
take.
heard
I
of
think
surface
water is
tension?
water.
Yeah,
I like that answer the most.
You know? Just water.
agree to agree.
I don't know who
This
wins.
is-
I don't think. I think we're all losers.
Talana, who wins?
I would agree.
Hold on. Talana, who wins?
Yeah.
Yeah!
You have a good streak going on.
I changed my answer and I win.
I see you.
You changed my answer and then fought for my answer.
So?
Jackson's got a good streak going.
You're
He's won about
welcome.
7 in a row.
Really?
I'm a competitive guy. What can I say?
You should join the forensics team.
That's right.
Yeah.
Join the forensics team.
How much? You guys got room for one more in California?
Yeah, that's still on the air, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We got 2 more episodes after this one. We're talking forensics with Aric Bird. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is a lot of fun, guys.
Thank you. A little bit of chaos, but that's all good.
Hey.
Check us out at ETV@EMU on Facebook and YouTube. Channel 18 is where we're on campus. Jackson Touchberg, Aric Bird, David Pierce Anderson. As always, it's been a pleasure.